Hi guys, welcome to another video from Overbite Gaming, and this week we are looking at a little game called She Will Punish Them. Now, it is a bit spicy, and obviously I can't show you the spicier aspects on YouTube, but it's not really that bad. I mean, there's nakedness, and sort of lingerie, that's about it. There's no actual sort of mushroom action, as you might say. But what it turned out to be was a pretty fun third-person hack and slash game. I'm quite impressed by it. It's currently on sale, so you can go and pick it up on Steam for £7.43 new pence, which is what I got it for. When it's not off sale, it's £12.39, which is still a good deal in my opinion. There is a caveat to that. It is an early access game. There's not a whole bunch of content for it yet, but more is coming, and they are updating it on a pretty regular basis. So I've played 5.8 hours of it, and I've pretty much done all of the new stuff there is to do. So let me break it down, tell you what it's about, tell you about the game, and see if I can get you to part with like £7.50. So you play a succubus, and you have a castle, and it's pretty story light. So you're a succubus, you have a castle. Within that castle are 4 merchants that you can buy armors, weapons, specialty armors, and sort of other goods from. There's a bedroom where you can customize your succubus to your heart's content, including purchasing lingerie, which I will come on to later, and sorting out the makeup. It does actually have a really decent character customization system, so you can like set boob size and butt size and all that sort of thing to your heart's content, which, you know, I spent a little while in there, I'll admit. And what you're doing is you're basically traveling around the country defeating a load of bad guys. Now, the bad guys predominantly that I've seen are Dragas, because since Skyrim they're the hip thing to have in your fantasy game, which, like, you know, under the undead, and skeletons. And what will happen is, I think there's one more actually. I think there is one more, but I can't recall which one it is, because it's predominantly Dragas and skeletons. And you'll go around, and there will be a number of sort of dungeons that you can visit, which do give you a recommended level to be at to complete them. And they will be sort of kill everything. There'll be chests there for you to loot, to get extra stuff like weapons, armor, lingerie, whatever. And there'll be a big boss at the end who has a golden chest which has more loot, and obviously you want to kill the boss, take him out. And it's rather good fun, I must admit. When you've completed the dungeons, because there are, as I said, there's not too many of them in the game yet. There is one that is coming soon, and there is a survival mode which isn't available yet either. Bear in mind, I've been playing this game for about a week. Not constantly, because, like, yes, I played more than 5.8 hours of games over a week, obviously. But they do seem to be releasing a good deal of content. They've just updated it. And, yes, you can now change the appearance of your comrades. You'll come to a point in the game where you rescue another succubus, and she will join your party. And you will actually find a second one as well. So you have a little team of 3 succubi to go around, and they're customizable, and you can fiddle with their armors and lingeries as well. So you have a little sort of Charlie's Angels thing going on. The old version, not the new one, because who wants that? Ugh. And okay, like the H stuff, you know, the adult material in it. Basically, you have 2 inventory screens. One's for armor, one's for lingerie. You can set it so it does or doesn't display the armor, so you can just be running around in your lingerie, or you can take the lingerie off and be running around in the nude. There is posing functions, so if you got to a sofa, you can have them pose on the sofa and whatever they're wearing at the time. There's also a free pose mode as well. There's no actual sex in it or anything like that. It's just like nudie women running about the place and posing. That's the extent of it. The character models are very nice. They've done a good job on them. So yes, it's not the most unpleasant thing to look at, put it that way. So what you do is, once you've done all these dungeons anyway, you'll see there's like bands of roving bad guys. And this is where you'll generally grind. You can replay the dungeons, but you can also do like the bands, like it'll be like level 2 band of Draugrs or level 2 large band of Draugrs, and then have a number next to it. And all you've got to do is go there and kill that many. They will occasionally drop loot, the bad guys. Some of it be, not so good, some of it won't be so good. But pick it all up, because you can sell it. The inventories are shared across the 3, so once your inventory is full up, your companion's inventory will start filling, and so on and so forth. You will also find experience books and scrolls, which you can activate, and whoever's inventory you're in when you activate them gets the XP boost. When you level up, you get points to spend. This is in your base stats. So like strength, agility, the staples, I would say, of an RPG. So you can put points into that. You also get skill points, and skill points range from just increasing how fast you automatically heal, to giving you spells like fireballs and things like that. And there's a whole big list, and I maxed out a couple of them, like the stamina and the auto heal. First of all, so that was like the first 5 levels. I think I'm level, I don't know, top of my head 11. I'll be recording the footage later, so you'll be able to see. But yeah, it's going to take a while, so I hope there's a lot more coming. Otherwise, you're just going to be sat killing dragons, getting roving bands, and replaying the same dungeons over again, which is not ideal. I mean, I would love to see more content in it, but it's got a really good kicker. You can have a huge variety of weapons and armors. Some of the armors are a little bit, well, Boris Vallejo probably is the best description for some of them. And the weapons are all good fantasy fare. So you have big weapons that swing slowly, or like knives that are obviously a lot quicker, or swords which are sort of mid-range, stuff like that. Nothing groundbreaking. But the thing that did impress me most is like when you're in the midst of it, swishing at dragons. I mean, I'm playing on mouse and keyboard, and it's perfectly fine. Controller is at least partially supported according to the Steam page. But you're hacking through a group of dragons, and guess what? I hardly ever miss, because the targeting is so much better than it was on D&D Baldur's Gate. We're talking like, what, a double AAA title compared to this like early access borderline H game, and it does it better. So well done, lads. You can also have like shields, stuff like that. Blocking and dodging is available. I tend to play on quite easy because you know me. So I don't really need to block or dodge unless I'm in like a boss fight that's getting a bit hairy, or I'm against a group of bad guys that are a lot higher level. They can actually, you'll be going through like levels 1 and 2, and there'll be hordes, and you'll be like, you're hitting me, but I'm not even taking damage. So, bleh. And then you'll get like, oh, it's a level 5 group, and you'll be in amongst like 5, 6 of them, and all of a sudden you'll be noticing, oh, actually, my health's coming down a bit now. And that's on easy, so I would imagine if you do like a challenge, there's plenty in there for you. One thing I will say about the combat is you can get stun locked if you're like in amongst a group, so try and keep out of that. There is actually a stat which lessens the chance that you'll be stunned from an enemy hit. So I like that they provided that. That seems like, oh, it's a common failing amongst games. How are we going to deal with that? Oh, we'll do this. Nice, like it. I would highly recommend it. I mean, the character models look great, obviously, because, let's not beat around the bush. That's why people would buy the game, to see the naked ladies. But what they actually get is a really decent slash 'em up as well. I mean, obviously I won't be able to show you like full on how good the character models are, but I would hope that for £7.50p and a really good game, well, I wouldn't go so far as really good. It could be really good with a few more updates and stuff to it, but it's very promising, and I've enjoyed my time with it. In fact, the Steam reviews are pretty much across the board very positive. So it was marketed as an action RPG, so I kind of went in thinking, oh, it's going to be like Diablo with tits, basically. But it's not. It's third person. As you can see, there is boobs if you want them. If not, you can just leave the armor on. There are also like locked off parts of your castle which you can unlock. You have two currencies. You have like coins and gems. Coins are used to buy most stuff. Gems are used for unlocking areas of the castle, buying furniture for them. I mean, and the laundry as well. And you have like two areas to buy a laundry. You just get the standard laundry in one area and specialty sets in another. Much like the armor, there's a specialty armor dealer and just a regular armor dealer. So it's nice. It's nice, and it's like, here's your fantasy stuff that you used to in your role-playing games. Here's a little bit of sizzle on the side. I can deal with that. That works for me. There's not too much point unlocking all the rooms yet, although I have done it. There's a few extra places where you can pose them. That's about it. You can like buy furniture and put it places. But yeah, so there's not a whole bunch of reason to unlock all the rooms yet, other than having a bigger castle to run around and look at a few different things. There's like walls and stuff. I mean, your teammates will wander around the castle and like recline on benches and things, but there's not a whole lot to do there other than as like a merchant hub. And if you want to tweak your character, you can do it there as well. The meat of the game is definitely outside. I would say it's difficulty wise, it's pretty easy on easy, to be fair. If I were to go back and replay it, I might consider upping the difficulty a bit. In fact, I know this is coming from me, so I mean, I haven't died, put it that way. So, and in most encounters, I barely lose any health. So maybe putting it all in that auto heal at the start wasn't such a great idea. Maybe I should put some spells. Although there are healing spells as well, so that you can get. So there's that. It is an early access game. There is a few bits and pieces I've come across. I had to restart a level once because it just wasn't... I killed everything. I killed the boss, and it just didn't realise that I killed the boss. I literally could do nothing. So I had to restart it. I've had instances of enemies being in walls. Fortunately, in the ones that I found, they weren't unreachable, so you were still able to kill them and then complete the level requirements. But it took some finding. It was only when I saw my two companions slashing at a wall, I was like, oh, there he is. But those are relatively few and far between. I mean, I've had like 2 instances of in the wall thing and 1 of restarting at 5.8 hours. That's not too bad. I've had worse on AAA games. So anyway, guys, you can see it all going in the background, and you can see the main appeal of the game, I think. I will try and include some stuff that would be okay from YouTube, so you're not going to see anything, but I think we can get away with like a bit of lingerie footage as long as, you know, the bottoms and tops is covered. I think we'll be okay with that. Anyway, guys, let me know down below if you've played this. I have to look up the name because it's such an odd one. She Will Punish Them is HD remastered. I'm not sure if it actually had a regular release before. I think perhaps it was just redone in like the early access phase. I think that's the case from what I read. It's done by L2 Games. Never heard of them. I will just double check. Let's see if they've got anything else on Steam. They do not. So that is their only product. It did come out on the 30th of April 2020 and leased into early access, but it was cheap. This is the first time I've seen it, and I thought I'd talk about it because I think it's worth the money, even if we don't get any more content. But I'm almost certain that, you know, they'll continue fleshing it out, and it's a good game now, and it'll be an even better game with more content. You know, wispy content or not. There is something I will say about the laundry is that you better like black laundry. There are like a couple of bits you can get that are different colours, but for the most part it's black laundry. So if you've got a nurse fetish, you might want to hold off until until they do something about that. But it's just a colour swap. So I'm sure it's feasible at some point that they'll do that. They'll give you a palette. I mean, you can change lipstick colours. I'm sure it won't be any more complex than that. Anyway, guys, that's been my review, and to be fair, it's not like having to play werewolf, you know what I mean? Or D&D Baldur's Gate, looking at scantily clad women hacking up the undead. That describes quite a lot of my media consumption, in fairness. Anyway, guys, take it easy, and I'll catch you next week.